Hello guys, my name is Andrew, and for those of you who don't know, I moved from America to Tokyo, Japan about 1 year ago. When I was moving, the number one question I got from friends and family is, of course, why are you moving to Japan? So I thought, why not make a video about the things I love about Japan? Many of these things were the driving factor for why I moved to Japan, so let's get started. One of the first things that came to my mind about Japan and why I love it was the level of customer service here. I think that Japan probably has the best customer service in the world, definitely the best that I've seen with my own eyes. Any bar, restaurant, convenience store, just general shopping stores that you go into, 99% of the time you're gonna get perfect, great customer service. The staff are always so polite, they're always so professional, and they're so helpful. It's really cool. Even restaurants like McDonald's that don't have a great reputation in America for having good customer service, in Japan, it's still top-notch, great customer service, which is really cool. You always get, like, my order is always correct. The staff, like the cashier, is always really nice and polite. It's just a great experience every time. Now, some people think that Japanese customer service can be a little over the top, and I agree that sometimes they're just really over polite and it's a little weird, but it's way better for it to be that direction than it is to be overly bad, so I definitely love it here. The next thing I love about Japan, specifically Tokyo, which is where I live, is how clean it is. The streets when you're walking around, stores, public bathrooms are so clean here. It's crazy. I remember the first time I came over here, I was in Shinjuku a lot, which is a really popular, populated entertainment kind of section of Tokyo. And I was walking down the street and I remember seeing a piece of trash for the first time and being like, wait a second, that's rare. I haven't seen a piece of trash in forever. It blew my mind. Whereas in New York, it's kind of rare to like look in a direction and not see trash on the floor or something. In Tokyo, in at least the nice parts of Tokyo, like it's so clean, it's awesome. The weird part about that is in Tokyo, there's not a lot of trash cans like out and about. You usually have to go to a convenience store to find one. But maybe it's because of that, people know that like they shouldn't be eating when walking on the streets and things like that, so they're not carrying a lot of trash all the time, and it just keeps the streets clean. I don't know. I don't know why it happens, but the streets of Tokyo are just really clean, and the public bathrooms, and people are just respectful and keep it clean, which is pretty awesome. That leads me to my next point, which is I love how respectful people are here. People have good manners around here. Like on trains, they're pretty quiet. There's actually a rule where you're not allowed to talk on the cell phone in trains. And when people talk like with each other, they usually keep hushed tones, so it's nice and a good environment in the train. It's not, you know, just noise coming at you from every direction. A really good example of how respectful people are of you and your things is that you'll go to like say a food court of a mall or something like that, and people use their cell phones or their bags or their expensive coats to reserve tables. So they'll put like their cell phone on the table, and that's saying, okay, this is my table. Then they'll go get their food and come back, and the cell phone will still be there. People don't really steal like that here. It's wild. I don't know what to say. I feel like if I used my cell phone to reserve my table in my hometown in America, it would maybe take about 3 to 5 minutes and it would be gone. But I don't know, maybe not. The next thing I love about Japan is the public transport here. It's really incredible in Tokyo. I think it's really good all throughout Japan, but the public transport, specifically trains and buses in Tokyo, is amazing. I mean, there's timetables you can look up on the internet. The Tokyo trains come punctually on the minute every day, 99% of the time. They're just so fast, so efficient, and so clean that you can really expect them to be on time every single day. The trains here are kind of expensive, but if you get a job in Tokyo, at least all of the job offerings pretty much that I've seen, they pay for your transport from your house to your job, so you don't really have to worry about it. And I've had to take buses quite a lot here actually in Tokyo too, and the buses are just as clean and really fast. They're not as punctual because obviously traffic is pretty fluid, but they're still really, really efficient and really fast and clean. So everything, all of the public transport in Tokyo is really awesome. The next thing I really love about Japan is the entertainment. There are so many different kinds of entertainment, and it's all over Tokyo, and every weekend you have an option to have a blast. Whether it's izakayas, which are Japanese style bars, or other types of, you know, Western style bars, or let's see, there's game centers, which are arcades. There's karaoke, which is really popular here and really fun. There's really nice public parks here. There's really, really good malls. Tokyo has some of the best shopping, I think, in the world, so you can find pretty much anything here. There's really so many different options for entertainment. And speaking of izakayas, I love izakayas because there's usually an all-you-can-drink option at izakayas, at least maybe 50-60% of them. It's usually like 2 hours for 1,500 yen, which is about maybe $14-15 for 2 hours of all-you-can-drink. It's amazing. The next thing I love about Japan is the food. Whether it's sushi, whether it's ramen, whether it's tempura, there is so much good food in Japan, and not just Tokyo. In fact, to get the full experience of eating in Japan, you need to go outside of Tokyo too. But man, there are so many options, and there are so many delicious, weird, awesome things that you have to try if you come to Japan. Actually, before moving to Japan, I was kind of a picky eater, but now I pretty much eat anything because I discovered if you just try stuff in Japan, you will love most of it. The last thing I love about Japan is the culture. Japan has such an old and rich history that there's such a cool, unique culture here. Whether it's the temples, the shrines, and the architecture that goes into making those, or the kimonos, or even the language, everything here has such a rich history, and it's so different to America because America has only been around for a few hundred years, where Japan, I honestly don't know off the top of my head, but there's so much history, there's so many cool museums and things that you can go to. It's really cool and it's really fun to learn about. Well, I know I kind of went fast through these things, but that just about wraps it up for the main things that I love about Japan. Of course, there's many, many more smaller things, but I don't want to bore you with a super long video. Maybe if you want to see another video of more things that I love, I'll go into more detail. Please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like or a dislike or whatever, a comment. You can do what you want, and I'll see you in the next video, or maybe I won't. Bye! Whoa.